So I guess live.
Yeah.
No? Yeah, I think so. So let me know if the audio and the video is fine. I want to do that first. Good check. So I know we got 77.
Oh, no,
Yeah, there we go. 77, 100 people in there. So it says, Scott says it's fine. Yeah, sounds good. Hello from Germany. That's happy. So I want to apologize for not posting a video this morning. Things went crazy last night. We had a huge storm. It didn't last all that long, but man, it was intense. All the gutters were clogged up on the shop and it poured rain. The wind was heavy and a lot of lightning. We lost power for 2 or 3 hours, and I was right in the middle of editing the video, probably 3/4 of the way done. Supposedly this morning's video, and lost it all. Just for some reason, my editing software just lost it all, so I had to start all over again. Hence, why the reason I'm not done. So it's in the works. Hopefully, I'll get some time tonight to finish it up and release it in the morning. So we'll see. But it's been hectic around here. At least, or trying to get this live stream set up. We're using a whole different rig. My normal, which is a Canon T9, I guess, and the mic setup, all that stuff was totally complicated. And we're using my PC that's in the shop. Last time we used our cell phone. No, this is totally different. But finally got everything working, and I guess it seems to be doing okay. So let's read a few comments. Hello, Steve and Elizabeth from Delaware, from Brazil. Wow, we got them from everywhere. I've been working this morning. I've had several people in and out of the shop. I got a job in here just a minute ago. Seems like you always get the jobs that are the ones that people have tried and failed with. I got a drag link over off of that is stuck that I got to try to get loose this afternoon for a local farmer. And he's already broke one chain, hooking it between a heavy tractor and a come along, and broke it. I'll show it to you.
Hello, Lisa. Somebody said, "Don't tease me, Summers."
Yeah, large drag link, and it's extendable because you can widen the front of a tractor, and this is shoved all the way up in. This is a piece of DOM tubing that's split on the end and has a bolt that goes through it, and it is stuck really good. So I got to try to get that loose tonight while also getting that video done. There's the other end that actually slides up in there, and it is that deep. Hopefully you can see that into this piece of tube and froze. So that'll be fun. See how well that works.
Somebody said you're out of focus on their end.
Out of focus. It's probably just that autofocus is set up and I'm walking in and out of frame. But yeah, it's been busy, real busy. My daughter started college this week. Man, I'll tell you, that's expensive, crazy expensive. Books and $200 apps for what was it? What class was it?
There's a math, algebra.
Yeah, just crazy. So we're trying to balance all that. She's been suffering with crazy headaches, allergies. She's gone to a new allergy doctor here in town. She's been absolutely miserable. She puts on a good face, but man, it's been tough. Let's see. Hi from Ireland. So what's everybody into on their Saturday? It's humid and hot here, extremely hot. Well, it feels that way.
It's not that bad outside right now.
It's cooled down, but it's 80 degrees right now with 91% humidity. 81 in here. So actually hotter in the shop than outside, but the humidity is lower, so it doesn't feel that bad.
They said put a grease fitting in the closed end and pop it out.
Yeah, considered that. I even considered using I've got an air-powered hydraulic pump, foot pedal kind. I considered drilling it and tapping it and using a was it 10,000 pound hydraulic pressure to pop it out of there. I'm not for sure what'll work yet. I really haven't given it a lot of thought, but it's stuck really good. The guy that brought it to me is, he's a real smart guy. Got a lot of heavy equipment and stuff. Get it out. I know it's stuck pretty good, but both the tie rod ends are completely wiped out on it, so they have to be replaced. So I can, use those to hold it and beat on that part. He tried to find the actual body. He was just going to buy it because a lot of times it's just cheaper to buy the part, right? Sometimes paying somebody to try to fix something that you can buy doesn't make a lot of sense because these companies that manufacture them are pretty efficient at it, and the prices are usually, affordable. But this, he said he could not find it anywhere, and that's why he brought it to me. We'll see. I'll try to get it off, but there's no guarantee. That's what I told him. I said, try to get it apart without totally destroying it. Actually, may have to build a small fire and set this, because it's so long and heating that thing up, it'd be tough. Maybe build a small fire, set it in the fire, kind of cover it up and let that heat it up, and then let it cool down and soak it in some penetrating oil, and then maybe it'll come apart. But stuff like that sometimes never comes apart. But we'll see. Old farm equipment that never gets greased usually. It just it's tough. It's always tough working on farm stuff. Was your mom on there? Yeah. Window in the shed here in Australia. I've suffered from an eyeball right side of my head headache for a week. Yeah, those are bad.
Mine's usually on my left side.
Yeah, she deals with migraines, and there's usually, you can always tell the difference, or at least I can, between a migraine and a sinus headache. A sinus headache for me is usually right in the middle of my head, and I'm just a baby when it comes to headaches. I'm out. If I got a headache, I'm done, right? I'm going and laying down. But a migraine is, sometimes they feel like they are on one side of the head and can be really bad. I used to get them more often when I was a kid, but not so much anymore. There's Ron
Hello,
White.
Ron.
Yeah. Hello, Steve and Elizabeth. Yep. Got the little Harbor Freight bandsaw, little coolant mod. That is awesome. I've been wanting to do that modification for a very long time. And, it's something I could do relatively quick that didn't involve a ton of work. And it really wasn't all that hard. It worked really well. I'll show you. You'll see in the video as soon as I release it. But I'm pleased with the way that it came out. It's not, I don't know that it's completely necessary. It's just one of those things that you just kind of want to do. But it definitely will help with blade life and definitely give a better finish as well. So we'll see. No, Steve Summers on Saturday morning is like pouring a bowl of cereal with only to find that you have no milk. I did that the other day. I eat my cereal as well, and it's no fun when you're all excited and out of milk. Yeah, she's taken some new new migraine medicine, trying to get everything sorted out. Sometimes that stuff can be tough to deal with and tough to find a remedy, something that works, some sort of medicine that you can tolerate and that actually, takes care of the issue. That kind of stuff can be tough. She just went to the doctor over her knee as well. Mm-hmm. She had a piece of metal stuck in there as a child, or rust, right? And showed up on it. She had an MRI done, and it showed up. It looks like a
like a bug.
Looks like some sort in the MRI image. It really looks like she has a bug embedded in her knee.
And I have a cyst inside my knee.
Yeah, that's it had been bothering her. I don't guess it's been bothering her much lately.
It's just sore, but it's fine.
Yeah, It's always something. And then we're trying to get an automobile, a new car for her. She wanted a Jeep, but we've kind of worked there. I don't know. She's kind of changed her mind a bit. So my daughter can have the car that she's driving now, the little Kia, which has been an awesome car, by the way. That thing is, knock on wood, has been pretty trouble-free other than an alternator. So we can give that car to her, and then she can drive herself to college.
No, our daughter's not going to UK. She's going to Midway.
Yeah, I tried to talk her into going to UK, but she wanted to go to Midway. Midway's a good college, though. Nothing wrong with that. She has intentions of being a dentist, or at least getting into that field.
She was going to do
veterinarian.
Yeah, but she didn't want to move away.
Yeah. No way around that. Both those trades are expensive for the education. They can be worth it, but, and a lot of time and work invested.
Did you stock up on tires yet?
Stock up on tires. Tires for what? Oh, for her and her car. Hopefully that won't be necessary.
He has more flats than me.
Yeah. My daughter is 18. She does not have her license yet. She has her permit. She's not been totally interested in driving. So I've been taking her out and practicing. She can't do it. She can't ride. She can't even ride with me. A little long ride with my daughter. So my daughter does pretty good, though. She has a little bit of trouble, tight curves and parking.
Driving too fast.
Yeah. Other than that, she does pretty well. So also today I've been working on trying to get all of my electronics set up for the big air compressor in the shop. I'm really excited to get all that plumbed in and working, because a lot of you who've watched the channel know that I use the home gamer type. Nothing wrong with them, but they're just small and noisy type air compressors that are 120 volts. You just plug them in, you can move them around. They got wheels on them. I've been using 2 of those, and it's just kind of getting old because I have a nice system plumbed up here, and just haven't been gotten around to getting it wired up. So I've been working on that, trying to go over, write out a schematic and try to work it out for myself. I mean, I've had offers of people to help me do it, electricians and stuff, but it's kind of one of those things where, you kind of want to learn to do that yourself, because having to do it really is the way to learn, in my opinion, and not wanting to mess anything up and let the smoke out. So I've been working on that as well. I'll show you the panel. So I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the innards of the box that I'm going to be using. Just the disconnect, fuse block, starter, and starter and transformer. Just a high voltage to low voltage transformer for the controls and stuff. Looking forward to getting that set up. Let's see. How far down the list is the Adcock Shipley mill? I'm not for sure, to be honest. I'd like to get that little mill going, but it's one of those things where I already have those bases covered in the shop, and there's so much other stuff to do, in my opinion, that's more pressing, like getting the do-all mill, getting it all sorted. That will definitely take top of the list, because that's something that I need versus something that I want. So. The Adcock Shipley mill, though, would make a really nice second op horizontal mill. And for the most part, it's in pretty good shape. X, Y, Z, I guess. The spindle on it's not in that great a shape. It's kind of noisy, but other than that, it seems like it's all right. I don't know about the power feeds on it. That's kind of suspect, because it has some, RTV around the mating surfaces, which is never a good sign. So we'll see. Yeah, new name for the channel, Sparkly Summers. Yeah, it's hot in here. I probably am sparkling.
Sparky.
Is it Sparky?
Yeah.
Sparkly. And then a little emoji with
Sparky.
I can't hardly see. So, yeah, Sparky Summers. I'm not an electrician. I do know the basics, though. I know how usually not to let the smoke out.
Keep freezing video for me as well. Audio stays though.
Is anybody else experiencing a...
Someone said video came here.
Yeah. Anybody else experiencing a freezing of the video? 11:40, watching from my bed, trying not to fall asleep. If I get in bed and turn the TV on, it lasts like 2 minutes, and I'm out.
Somebody said, how's the air compressor shelter?
Oh, it's great. I wish I could take the camera out there and show you, but it's all wired into the PC. If we were running on the phone, I could do that. But it's awesome. It's working great. It's everything that I thought it would be and more. Just wish that I would have went longer on it. There's no reason why I couldn't have went out farther towards the creek side with that enclosure and just got more under roof space. Now I could still go back and do that, but it's always easier to do that stuff from the get-go and not try to come back and add on. But it's awesome. It's working great. Got my wood stove in the shop. I did that last weekend, so I haven't showed that, but I will. Not in detail. I can just imagine. But yeah, got the wood stove in, flew up and out, all braced to the wall, all screwed together and ready to go, except for no wood. So, as a welder, could you tell me why a tungsten not only does not ball at the end while welding aluminum, it tends to spit. I can't see, so all the way to the tip. Welds seem to be fine, though. That's odd. I mean, what tungsten are you using? What grade? I mean, there's a few things that could probably cause that, but
Big Kenny, all the squirrels, they're all gone.
yeah, unfortunately. Not only does not ball. Okay, yeah. If it balled excessively, you could have your AC balance, I guess, out of whack. There's lots of great tutorial welding videos out there. I mean, they're just endless. Lots of problem solving. Well, I mean, I go there all the time for those times when I don't know.
Were you looking at your shop as a hobby or a business in the future?
I don't know, kind of both in a way. I've considered both. In fact, given that a lot of thought lately. Could do small business, just off jobs, but the thing with me is that I work constantly. I'm here just a small portion of the time. So if I wanted to start a business here, it would shut down everything else that I do. I mean, you can't charge somebody. I mean, you can, but they usually don't like it for filming and editing. So it would basically end my YouTube channel most likely, unless I could find a way to balance it in, which I think would be tough. Also, I work a full-time job, so it'd be tough, I think. But I've definitely considered it. Just if nothing else, taking in some small jobs, which I do. Like I got one today, but not on a steady basis. Have a sign out front saying, welding or machining or anything like that, because I know what would happen. I used to work out of where we went right after we got married. We lived in my parents' place, and we had a pretty nice shop there, and I ran a small business out there for a little while, and it worked great. But going in business for yourself is, it's more than a full-time job. Anybody who works for themselves knows that. I mean, it's nonstop. At least working a regular job, you do get to leave. You get to leave work, but when it's your home and you're there all the time. My family isn't almost nothing but small business owners, and watching them, and some of my past experience, it's just people showing up Sunday afternoon, right at supper time. You can count on it. If your business is away from your house, it makes it maybe a little more easy, so because you don't have to be there. But when people find out your business is at your home, they show up all the time, and then you get the local friends who want everything for favors, which is nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't pay the bills. I have a dream of one day going into business for myself, but there's a lot to that, so I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it says buffering here too. Page refreshed, fixed it.
2 minutes ago.
Why don't you turn on the fan behind you? Because if I did, you would not be able to hear me. That is an awesome fan. I use it when I'm not filming. I use it all the time. It is a heck of a fan.
This is how I stick with the YouTube channel. It would suck if your channel goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I would lose the channel for sure. I just wouldn't be able to balance it all if I went into business, most likely. You know, maybe I could find a way, you know, we just have to get into it and see, but it would sure may be a rocky road for a while trying to get everything sorted. I mean, I don't have any time as is, so, you know, trying to add anything extra on top of what I do already is, and I enjoy doing the videos. That's enjoyable for me. So, you know, that's why I do it. It's not for the money.
Ever happened to the do-all?
The big do-all, it's
Yeah.
still outside, still the same place it was the last time I shot video. Just haven't got back on it. Although I do think about that saw quite often. I'd like to get back on that project. It's one of those, right?
Is the motorcycle being put to good use?
It holds that piece of concrete down pretty well. He rides it, just not all that often. I mean, it has been sweltering here lately. And the woods are so thick, I mean, really needs a good trail cleaning. Howdy from Southwest Ohio. Self-employed, major nightmare. Take it from me, 35 years. Yeah, I'm sure. My dad ran a business. My dad he rebuilt transmissions, and he rebuilt motors and just really everything, but he specialized in automatic transmissions and rebuilding motors. And that was growing up as a kid. You know, I remember it was just nonstop for him. Do you think your headaches, Elizabeth, do you think your headaches could be caused by something in your environment? Something you're exposed to on a daily basis? Yeah, it's very possible. Has the need for the big do-all mill come back yet? No, I haven't heard anything about that yet. Like I mentioned before, on the parts that I sent off to have ground on the do-all milling machine, I got those done on, I mean, not a favor, but I told the gentleman who's grinding it to get to it when he could, not, you know, I need it by a certain date, because that was really the only way he could do it, is if he could do it on his schedule. So, you know, we'll see. Hopefully not too long. I expect any time now, but I could be wrong.
Have you ever machined acrylic?
Yes, I have machined acrylic. I have machined a lot of acrylic. Lots of coolant, and, you know, tapping, it's a nightmare because it just melts. Say hi to Brian next time you see him for me. That's Don. What's the next major project? I'm not exactly for sure yet. Major project. I don't know. We'll see what comes along. I've got some ideas, but we'll see when it happens.
What's your next major project?
Yeah, that's what I just answered.
Okay.
I gotta get some water. So yeah, I'm really glad that the connection seems to be doing
She
good.
just hit her head ace problem on the head.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello from UK.
Yeah, I think it's mostly, well, she deals with allergies, something like I've never seen before. They're just crippling. Luckily, I don't deal with those, but I'm sure people who have bad allergies can relate. But she deals with them tough. And right now, she's going to a new allergy doctor, so she cannot take any allergy medication till Monday, which is what's been a week.
Mm-hmm.
So she's basically running on no allergy meds, being allergic to, you know, all kinds of things. Because they have to run tests, she can't have allergy medicine in her system, or else it would mess up the results of the test. So Tim from Richmond, Kentucky, I agree, 27 years self-employed, good times, bad times, but a lot of hours per week. Yeah, if you want to be successful, I mean, you have to, you know, especially in the beginning, You have to basically work when it shows up and never say no. You just price the jobs you don't want to do high, and if they say no, then you didn't miss anything, and if they say yeah, then you did all right. What did you cut it with? High-speed steel or carbide? You could cut it with either. I mean, if you're talking about acrylic, either would work, but high-speed steel is perfectly fine for acrylic. From New Zealand. Was all the do-all machines a plan or just a coincidence? Kind of just a coincidence, I guess. They do make good machines. They badge a lot of them. I mean, do-all does not make, as far as I know, anything other than bandsaws and a few other items. I don't think they make that many machines. They just, have companies make them for them, and they put their logo on them, like a lot of companies. I don't know the exact history on them, but. Could I make a video series on the pickup? Yes, I actually plan to do that because I have to get it fixed. So here before long, we're going to be, probably a short video anyway, maybe a couple fixing whatever happened to it. I don't know what happened to it, but it's going to have to be fixed. I got to get some firewood for this winter, and I'm going to need it, so might as well get it fixed. I really need a better truck, but for now, it'll do. I need a lot of things, like everybody.
Scott Bullich said milled some more beef jerky yesterday.
Excellent. Appreciate that.
Hello from
Missed watching your video this morning. Yeah, always Saturday morning staple. Yeah, I hate not posting, probably more than people, hate not having something to watch because I do it. I'm usually always so regular at it. It's tough. It feels like I've missed something, right? Any interest in doing foundry work? I don't have space for it, but maybe some off thing outside potentially for a piece that I need, but on a large scale, no foundry work for me. Although I do find it interesting. I'm out of space officially. So before long, I say that hopefully before too long, we'll be getting rid of the small vertical mill and some of the other stuff over there. I did move my lathe and stuff for the wood stove installation. Yep, Ken Brzelick, hi guys and gals. My foot did slip off the clutch, and the other foot happened to press the gas pedal really hard on the truck for some reason. Tempered Tantrum Pickup Repair Series. Yes, that's a good title. It's fitting.
Hello from the Netherlands. Hello.
Our anger management class is going to be included with the truck series. Maybe they should be. I'm not usually all that bad, but sometimes, right? You've had enough.
Any plans to replace the other half of the concrete slab?
Yeah, but there's so many things going on right now that everything costs so much money. That's the real answer. I mean, there's lots of stuff I'd love to do, but everything's so expensive. I mean, you can only do so much. And when you thrive on doing stuff yourself, because you can't really justify paying somebody else to do it, in some cases you should, but you have to have time and you have to have money to do these huge projects, and that's why it's not done already. I also want to do an apron out front of the shop so I can actually have my shop, but yet have a nice concrete space to work on automobiles or whatever as well. Maybe a wood rack running down way off to the side, running down along the creek. So to keep firewood. Also may keep firewood out back because the wood stove is directly in the back right-hand corner when you walk in the shop. So we'll have to try to work out a wood rack or something as well. I'm hopeful that stove will do pretty good in here, although I don't expect it to be short sleeve shirt in the winter in this building. So yeah, we just thought we would do a live stream. We meant to do one last week, Do you still have plans for a gantry crane? I do. I actually do have plans for a gantry crane, but it's not going to be a big one. I originally intended to get the one from Harbor Freight, right? I was just going to buy one because, sometimes that's the easier and cheapest way. But I am so glad that I did not, because for one, I don't need a gantry crane that large, and it would have taken up so much space, and it would have ended up outside. So really, I love the little gantry crane that was brought to me by a viewer on loan that I have here. I mean, it's about the right size, in my opinion, for the majority of stuff that goes on. So if I build one, it'll be something very similar to what we see here, because it just works. Not ideal, but works. Oh, ES Inc. Shandon, yes. That's yeah, just made it. Glad to see you both. Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy busy. This last week has been hectic, like you would not believe. Just one thing after another. Yeah. Hey, lights are on. Yeah, they come on. The lights come on probably, about 3 hours? 2.5? 3 hours. And when you're used to having electricity and it goes out, it's not very fun. But yeah, we got by. Wasn't that bad. I managed to. We don't have cell service here either. I don't think I've ever mentioned that. As far as our cell phones don't work. We're down in a valley here, and we have to drive probably a mile or so down the road in order just to get cell signal. So when I sent out that post mentioning that I wasn't, I had to go out on the road to do that. So
we really appreciate you sharing your shop with us. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I enjoy it. I love the back and forth conversation. Really nice. There's Maddie's workshop. Yeah, well, I guess.
Is it free?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you just were
Yeah, I'm just scrolling, yeah. Yeah, we just had a brief rainstorm just a few minutes ago, and the trees we have a lot of sycamore trees around here, and they're the type of tree that has a really smooth bark, but it sheds off in like large, notebook-sized pieces of paper, and they fall on the roof and then get down in the gutters, and I've been cleaning those out probably once a week here lately, and it's just going to be that way until all the leaves are off the trees. I walked out here when it was storming, right before the power went out, and the gutters were it was just pouring down rain, and the gutters were just weren't there at all. And it's amazing the damage that it does to this hillside, how quickly it does damage to this hillside when there's no gutters on it, when
Kevin.
They're stopped up.
Did you ever finish the Harbor Freight saw?
Yes, finished it. As far as I'm concerned, it's finished anyway. Works great.
How's the forklift going for you?
Forklift is doing awesome. I use it all the time. That was something that I thought I wouldn't use, actually. Well, I knew I would use it some, but I didn't think it would be as handy as it is. So that is something that I am so glad I picked up. It was worth it, worth every penny. Have you ever thought about damming the creek up for some hydropower? Yeah, I've definitely thought about that, but it's so sporadic, the flow of this creek. I mean, it's a wet weather stream, so it really only flows when it rains, and it would just be here and there. You'd have to come up with a whole system to gather that power.
It's really nothing.
Yeah, I mean, last night it was probably over your head deep, and right now you wouldn't get your ankles wet if you walked in it. So it's so variable, it's crazy. And plus, at times it gets so violent that no matter what you put in there, you would have to get out of there because it would wipe out anything you put in there.
Many snakes around the property this year. Oh, I'm not really seeing any.
Lots of squirrels, a ton of squirrels.
And chipmunks.
Yep. Chipmunks and squirrels. Every morning on the way to work, I have to blow my horn at probably 10. I seen one yesterday morning with no tail at all. Looked funny. They're crazy.
They said you need to get some mesh gutter guard.
I have friends that have gutter guards. I actually have a couple friends that have different types, and they both say that depending on what type of trees and stuff you have around, sometimes they'll help, sometimes they make the situation worse, especially if you deal with trees that lose, like these sycamores do, little stems. If you get the mesh guards, those stems just go down in that mesh, and then they make it even worse. So
The puppies are in the house. Are we close to Harlan, Kentucky?
no.
No.
What I wish that I would have done gutter-wise is got the larger gutters. I'm definitely considering, after getting up on the roof while it was raining yesterday and unstopping them because it was such a deluge over the hillside here, I'm considering putting in at least one more downspout and just tilting the gutters up at the center and having it run out to each end. So downspouts on all four corners of the shop. I think that would help because these, what are they, 2-inch, 3-inch, whatever? The small gutters is what I have. Just cannot handle, this surface area, this roof, excuse me, when it rains hard, because they were totally clear and still overflow when it was raining so hard.
Hello, Paul. All those squirrels at? We have no idea.
Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just loading.
Oh, this one lags more than.
Okay. Yeah, not lucky enough to
see
run
a
up on
bunch of other squirrels, but not ours.
Yeah, none that I would go pick up. Yeah, unfortunately, no baby squirrels right now. So I have a question. Where do you find your bearings? I've just spent the past 2 hours trying to find some Wells Index 645 mil by size because I'm not trying to pay $681 for a set of bearings. I don't usually buy precision bearings, so I don't have a great source. I'm just like anybody else. I go to eBay or Amazon or, check by size and then by grade. So I don't have a good answer for that.
No, we're not near Harlan, Kentucky.
Yeah. How did you all become the Squirrel Whisperers?
Steve found one in the garage.
Yeah. Yep. A little Peanut there. Yeah, Peanut, the first squirrel. It just happened. I don't know exactly why. What is that? Why do you use the word penny when you are what?
American Best Wish.
Yeah.
How do you all become the squirrel? Oh, you don't know that.
How is your no acetol illness? It's the same. If anything, it's gotten worse. This heat is, I've probably lost weight.
Would it be worthwhile laying concrete next to the shop to stop erosion from gutter overflow?
I just think where we're at, we get a lot of freeze and thaw cycles. I don't know that it would hold, concrete on top of the ground. I mean, there may be some ways you could drill down and pour some tubes possibly to hold it in place. Haven't given that much thought, but my plan is just to stack. We have an abundant resource of rocks around here, so I was just going to use the big flat limestones and stack them on the hillside. Where I've done that, it's worked really well, and they're free.
Have you tried? Oh,
Yeah, McMaster's good. I love McMaster car. I like. You can go to product details when you get on their website, and you can get a CAD drawing of whatever you're looking for, which is awesome. And I use that all the time. What is it?
Like, how do I get you in the house?
How do you get me in the house when it's time for dinner? Well, she just cooks it and yells out here. I usually hear it, get sidetracked, and then go in when it's cold. That's the truth. Yeah, this is where I spend most of my time when I'm here anyway. Certainly a bigger workshop would be good. Yes, you cannot have too big of a workshop, although you do have to heat and cool and maintain a building, and the larger they are, the harder that gets. So
When you run out of improvements, what type of jobs will you take on?
just anything repair related. I like to do the broken cast and stuff like that. I like to repair stuff, old stuff, really.
Follow Pop says I got that one too. I just have to wear a belt most of the time, suspenders.
He's got the no
sometimes.
acetol. Yeah, it's pretty common.
How did your garden do this year?
Well, we did not do personally.
The tomatoes did good.
Yeah, we didn't do a garden ourselves, but my mom and dad did a garden, and it did amazing. So canning tomatoes now for what, week? Yeah, every day. So
No,
tons of tomatoes
I wasn't suffering.
when she wasn't suffering with allergies. Corn done really well. Green beans done really well. Everything done great. Everything that they planted. It was a good year for the garden. Although we did have a dry spell there that kind of stunted the corn a little bit, little smaller ears than normal, but didn't hurt anything, right? Just smaller ears. That we have in common, Steve. Maddie's workshop. I'm assuming he's referring to the no acetol.
But did you get started in machining? Oh,
I just joined.
but how did you get started in machining, and what advice would you have for someone just starting out?
I don't know. How I got started was, through my job and through my hobbies. I was really interested in helicopters, flying RC helicopters, and I liked making my own parts and pieces for those, customizing them and stuff like that. And that really interested me because, for one, it was cheaper, and for two, it was cooler to make your own stuff. So I ended up getting my first lathe was a small lathe mill combo, like a smithy, I guess. It's been so long ago. Got a gift to me by a friend, and used that for a very, very long time. And pretty much that's how I learned, through necessity, through my job, having to make custom parts and stuff. It just kind of got me into it. It's always been an interest of mine, but you don't always have access to machinery. So getting started, I don't know, about anything. I wouldn't start off with the smallest lathe I could find. A good rigid lathe is a great investment. I mean, you can do a lot on a lathe, about anything really. If you're, a bit crafty, you can make some. You don't have to have a mill, but a lathe, in my opinion, would be the first machine tool.
I just wondered how you would look without the beard.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Have no idea. Haven't been without a beard in so long. I'd probably scare myself.
Steve, I'm old and need some repairs. Can you help?
I'm old and need some repairs. Well, it depends. So yeah, I don't want this live stream to drag on too long.
Enjoy seeing your brazing repaired.
Yeah, that's one thing I really enjoy doing is brazing cast iron. I've always liked that.
Steve through my grandparents, and we'll be married 19 years. So 19
what was the
years
question?
ago.
Because people don't know the question.
It just says, Elizabeth, how'd you meet Steve? I said through my grandparents, and it's been 19 years ago.
Yeah, a long time. Her dad was helping my brother build a larger shop. My brother owned a business down in Stamping Ground, Kentucky, and he was building a shop, and he hired help for the concrete and for the standing up the truss and stuff. And just so happened her dad and uncle were helping with that, so that kind of got us introduced.
That's great. Thank you. I just bought a
14-inch lathe to make parts for a vintage tractor. Wish I'd started bigger. Yeah. I mean, you can get too big of a machine. I'm looking for a smaller machine, actually, not to replace what I have, but just to add to the shop. The 10EE HVLH or something like that. Really nice. Of course, those are expensive, and who knows if I'll ever get one, but that's what I would like. nice to have both.
Are you entering Emma's Tool Challenge this year?
Emma's Tool Challenge. I don't know. I don't know.
Might have this is Scott. Might have a small project plates for a meat grinder, sandblast it, and make flat for electric grinder. Do you can food from a garden? Yes. You can tomatoes.
Yeah, always. Once you start canning fresh vegetables and stuff from the garden, man, you never want to eat the stuff out of a can at the store. Just so much better.
Can you braise bronze, or what is the best?
I have never tried to braise bronze itself, but I'm sure you could. Probably take a lot of heat, but I'm sure you could.
Save mowing the beard for the best Halloween disguise you'll ever have.
Yeah.
I did one.
Yes, that would be scary as well, probably. Steve, I have a handy lathe attachment to raise my chuck height. To raise the chuck height. Wish you lived closer. Don't ever shave your beard. I don't plan on it unless I have to. Although I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I don't have any plans to do it.
So what is going to be the next project? Pave the drive?
No, that'd be way too expensive. But it'd be nice. But probably next one will be probably the concrete and the floor. That'd be my guess. That's something I'd like to take care of over on this side of the shop to get it all evened out. That was, I had people say, oh, you should have just poured it to the same height, and that would have been so much easier. But it's so aggravating when you can hardly stand a gas cylinder up without it wanting to fall over on your shop floor because it's so unlevel. And I just don't want to deal with that. So that's why I poured this nice and flat. And when that's nice and flat over there, we'll be good to go. This back 25%, it's fine. It's cracked up, but that doesn't hurt anything. It's still pretty flat. So, yeah, that's probably going to be the next. That's why I don't have anything other than the Adcock Shipley Mill heavy in that area. I've kind of planned to keep that all lightweight stuff so I can move it quickly. And I'm also, it's crazy dusty when you do concrete work. I'm also going to make sure that this place is sealed up tight because I do not want to go through cleaning the shop up again. That is a monumental task. I mean, it may look messy, but at least everything is somewhat clean, and that's hard to achieve and hard to keep.
How do you tell the difference between brass and bronze?
Usually by the color. Usually brass is far more yellow. Bronze is more of a copperish tint.
So I will be sure to go to the bash if you guys come again. You a real nice couple in person as well as on the channel.
Yeah, we wanted to go this year, but I think everybody knows what's been. Wow, I about fell over. I think everybody knows what's been going on. And it's just not the best time to travel with all the stuff that's happening. And plus, for us to fly out, with the kids and stuff, it just.
Not that they would want to.
Not that they would want to go, but still, to leave them. They're old enough where we can leave them here, but it's still just with the pets and all that. It's a big undertaking to leave this place. And expensive. Like a couple $1,000 easy by the time you're done for 2 days.
Ever think about an epoxy self-leveling?
It would take a lot of epoxy. Probably as much epoxy cost or more than what it would cost in concrete, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it separating. So if it was just a little bit, maybe that would be a potential fix, but we're talking 2.5, 3 inches of difference. And I'd be afraid it wouldn't adhere proper. So we're just going to bust that out, do it all the way to the grout or to the base, and then pour it back, and it'll be perfectly matched to the new pad once we do that. But it'll be a lot of work. I dread cutting it out and breaking it out. But I've been there before, so.
His parents are doing good.
How is illness in your area? Probably about like everywhere else. I mean, it's not, we're not overrun with it, but it is here. All right. All of the old, yeah. I guess we better end this thing, at least in the next couple of minutes anyway. It's been running long.
Ready? That's okay. That's weird.
Yeah, so I just want to thank everybody for, all the comments and stuff on that little post that I made. I always want to let people know what's going on, because anytime that I don't post, I always get a bunch of questions asking, or a bunch of emails asking if everything's fine. And if, chances are everything is fine. It's just sometimes things come up. Is your son interested in machining and metalworking? I learned welding and fabricating from my dad. Yeah, he's a bit interested. He's taken some welding classes this year, so it's going to be fun to work with him with that. But yeah, so. So how's the do all behind the red toolbox? Sorry, I covered that just a minute ago. It's doing good. Just not got the parts back yet. All right, so I guess that's it. Just a big thanks to everybody. We'll hopefully have a video out in the morning, but we'll see. We'll see how much I get done. I got a lot to do tonight, plus half a video to edit, which takes a while. So we'll see. I'll do my best. I'm excited to share the outcome of that little bandsaw modification video. That was a lot of fun, and it turned out good. Not 100% satisfied with it, but for the most part, it turned out really nice. I think it's going to be a great little mod. So that's it, I guess, guys. We're going to call it here, and I wish everybody a good night and hope everybody has a nice rest of the weekend. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you again soon.
See you later.